You hear that? That's the sound of really pretty music. It's a shame we won't be in Crystal Caves for any longer because I would have loved to showcase this song without it being interrupted by some dramatic music every 30 seconds or so. Seriously, that was really annoying. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight and welcome back to Donkey Kong 64. Previously, we went around and collected the last of the remaining collectibles we didn't acquire yet, including all of the remaining blueprints that we didn't find before. And we finally dealt with the big nuisance that was the giant Kosha in Crystal Caves. It's a shame I didn't remember that location any sooner, otherwise I would have dealt with him a lot sooner. But hey, at least I got to show just how difficult he can make this level, right? Right? That's some consolation? At least I think so. I'm trying to find a silver lining in this, okay? Just let me have it, please. Today we're gonna go and meet the next boss of the game. That's located in Crystal Caves. But before we do that, there's 10 more bananas that Diddy didn't get. And it turns out, after like almost 20 minutes of searching the entire landscape, it was back in the same place that I left off from last time. Because near the 5 pad, on the highest level of this wooden area, if you look all the way up, that's where the last Diddy Balloon will be. It's really hidden out of sight, so you probably wouldn't think to look way high up to find it. This is what that always does trip me up, come to think of it, so I'm not surprised that I did end up missing it. It's just a matter of actually popping it. It's gonna be the next problem now. Once we do this, we will find the nearest Tropiskoff portal and go meet the next boss of the game. And there it is. Finally, we have everything we could get in Crystal Caves. Of course, with the exception of turning in all the blueprints, we will do that afterwards. But I think we put off the entire boss fight thing for long enough now. So as soon as I find the nearest Tropiskoff portal, then we will engage the next boss fight. And thankfully, it actually isn't that far away from us. There are 2 nearby. They just happen to be on the rooftops of some of these little shack wooden places. So go to this one and finally turn in all those bananas. I'm not turning in Diddy's bananas because he just earned the last 10 he got, so I'm gonna make other people use up their lot first. And it's 350 this time. Only increases by 50, so not much higher than the last count we had. So what they wanted to go over was something in the Dogadon fight that I completely forgot about because Dogadon himself interrupted my train of thought during that fight. He was not supposed to be the boss of Angry Aztec, at least not at first. It was gonna be a snake. I forgot the name of it, but that was gonna be the boss of the Aztec in the first place. It was actually shown in some pre-release footage of the game, I think in a trailer that was hyping up the game's release. So it was implemented into the game itself at one point, but was taken out later on. I don't know why, I don't think I ever found out the reason to why it was swapped out, but it was in the game at one time. Furthermore, there was an armadillo enemy that was gonna be hanging around Jungle Japes at one time that was removed as well, or at least it went unused. It was simply called Army, which was a smaller version of the Armadillo boss we fought back in Jungle Japes. And now the Key of Fate will decide who will be linked to the boss fight. Well, look at that! Diddy, it's not Diddy. Not Diddy Kong, no. He's been at this for long enough. I've been playing for Diddy for way too long because I was searching out for those balloons. Well, that one balloon. You get what I mean. Speaking of Army, the opponent he was facing off in the first place, Donkey Kong, will actually be stepping up to the plate once again. It has been some time since Donkey himself has had to fight something, so I guess apropos that he is coming back to the front line, so to speak, when it comes to the boss battles. Well, speaking of Armadillo, guess who else got a second chance from its master? Apparently failure from what K-Rool meant was that you get another chance to take out the cogs, because I guess he's too lazy to employ other people to do it. So this is Armadillo round 2. This was actually another demo that was used to promote the game's release, so this was probably the last one that I was thinking of that we didn't see yet. So I guess I was lying when I mentioned of the kiosk demos from before that we did see them all because we didn't. But as we can witness, Army's got some new abilities this time. He now has some rocket thrusters that can make him do a shockwave attack. So this isn't the same fight as before. The weakness is the same, it's just a little different this time, as Armadillo was outfitted with some new equipment. Like I said though, the weakness is the same. So now we're heading up to the third phase. And speaking of Armadillo, he did have a voice in the beta version at first. He actually had voice lines as well, but it was really, really deep. So unfitting for what this guy looks like and how he finally sounds in the final product of the game. You thought Lenky had a unfitting attack noise before? You really gotta look up what Army sounded like, because it is so out of place, and that's part of the reason why those got taken out later on. So now on to the third phase. So we've got to think about again after dodging another volley of these meteors. Come on, Army. There you go. Don't go at him. Oh, come on! Man, I had a small feeling that was not going to be lined up well enough. That's probably what happened the last time, too. Once again, Armadillo's hitbox is just not working out in my favor. Probably because it wasn't completely lined up to where the attack should have landed. Let's try it again, DK. There we go, right in the nose. And just like last time, Army loses his cannons, but he's not done yet. You would have thought he would have done this before, but after he lost his cannons, instead of just running away like a coward. Well, then again, his iron shell did blow up after we did damage him 3 times in the first fight. So he could have used a roll-out attack back then. He still got those thrusters though. And again with the shock attack, just adding on more each time after he takes on damage. So the kiosk demo of this fight was actually going to be in the Jungle Jace, because Crystal Caves wasn't finished at the time that this boss fight was being demoed. So a little fun fact about that. But speaking of Army, he's got some new artillery like I mentioned before. So a big cannon, uh-oh, there's that homing missile. Oh, this is kind of hard to avoid. It goes off after a certain amount of time from what I looked up. I think after 13 seconds. Just avoid it long enough. Yeah, it did avoid it. Just gotta get this barrel over fast enough. Ah, again with the misaligned shot. I did think I had enough time to get to him, so that's why I was being a little panicked about that last throw. And here comes that one missile again. This ends up hitting me more times than not. This is actually the first time that I was able to dodge it ever. I just didn't think to use the roll attack to use as a dodge maneuver back in the day. Come on, oh that's a little preemptive, but that actually ended up hitting him anyways. So it all worked out. And he turns into a key, because I guess his second chance of life was just him having a key put inside him. I guess that's how things work out with K-Rool and his army. You know, it's been a while since we've done this. A little victory waddle over to the key that will unlock another lock for K-Lubsy. At least one of 2 that we need to get in this next cycle of the game. Once again, the portals disappear until we meet the 2 in the next level. Before we do that though, we gotta go visit Stein and turn in the last of the blueprints, and once we do that, we'll be officially done with Crystal Caves. And it was 13 seconds that the homing missile would have before it would blow up on its own. So I'm back at the 2 barrels. I think I know where Stein is hiding out. It should be at the far right of this route, at least the right of the pads. And sure enough, he's right here. So let's turn him in and finally complete the caves. It's been a long time coming since we need to do this. It feels like we've been here for like twice the length that we've actually been around. I know it's not a gold banana for us because we got 4 blueprints for ya. And this summer contraction is just a finger. Pressing a button. Oh, and the hammer too. I guess he wants to mix things up this time. Okay, that was strange. I didn't expect Lucky to get 2 bananas. I guess there was a blueprint I forgot from the hub world that I didn't turn in. Oh well, more golden bananas for us. I'm not gonna say no to that. So we now have 167 in total. And that officially wraps things up in Crystal Caves. Look at this. This is a beautiful sight to see after all of our hard work dealing with every single nuisance under the sun, and then some, and then a little bit more. I might be blowing that up way too much. I don't care though. I'm just finally glad we're done with these caves. We've been here for far too long, in my estimation. Hopefully, after this run, I could actually have a better memory what the case will be like in future playthroughs. Highly doubt it though, but I can only hope. So we might be done with the case, and you think we could go on to the next level? No. If you remember, back in Fungi Forest, there's still one piece of business we have to take care of, and it happens to involve Lakey. So we're gonna head over there right now, and hopefully take care of that as soon as possible. Hold on a second. Before we do go back to the forest, I just remembered, since we have Tiny's ability, we can do something on the mechanical Crocodile Island. So we'll go over here. With our newfangled warp pad power, we can warp over to a new location and find another banana fairy. As well as a music pad for Tiny here too. Pretty sure we know what that entails at this point. It's just a matter of getting this fairy now. Wonder how this fairy got up here all this time without anybody noticing. Then again, it's a pretty remote location, so I guess I can't expect any of the Kremlings to find this fairy up here. So it's a pretty genius hiding spot. At the same time though, it's not that far from Banana Fairy Isle, so it can just fly back home whenever it wanted to. It would be a bit of a travel, but not too far. And I really need to get a fairy anyways, because I got a load up on my coconuts pronto. I've been abusing those a lot more than I ever have. And of course, this music pad. What? Look at this, Tiny. It's one of Cranky's special barrels? Wait, what? Oh, okay. That actually unlocked something else we could do. It wasn't just a golden banana we could get. And that's actually the last one Tiny could get in the hub world. Excellent. I was actually expecting that pad to come up until a little later on. So let's see, we'll go down there. I guess we'll take care of that as long as we're here. Like I said, wasn't expecting that to pop up, but since it's already in the way, we might as well take care of it too. So Squawks, you got off easy this time. You're actually a lot more helpful than you have been previously when it came to those music pad bananas. Maybe he might not be such a turncoat after all. That, or he could just be playing for his own side. Who really knows anymore? I certainly don't. So the barrel we just spawned in from Squawks should be at the island next to Banana Fairy Isle. Yep, there it is. Can use this to go in a hunky chunky mode. Yeah, I'm a big boy. Some of that tree disappears. Don't question how it happens, just accept it at this point. This game's been pretty weird as it is. Then again, look at who we're playing as. This game was never normal to begin with, like most video games are, and that's what makes them fun. They're not supposed to be normal, at least not, like I said, most of them. And that unlocks another golden banana for us. The largest one we'll ever get, because that's about as big as Chunky is. It's a matter of finding it now, which should be over there, next to that huge rock that's been part of the scenery for so long. It wasn't just a piece of the setting, it turned out to hide a huge secret from us. How did this thing get inside a rock? I will never know. Maybe Karo must have found some supreme rock fusing technology that would allow the golden banana to do that. I don't really know. Can only speculate at this point. So before we go into Fungi Forest itself, if you remember, there was also a chunky pad here that we found out, but couldn't do anything about at that point. That unlocks a battle arena. Not anything like worthwhile, I guess. We might have more than enough of these at this point on our hands, but in any case, this is a new roster, I suppose, that we will be fighting against. In Force Fracas, we got Crossbones, a Kasplat, and a Critter to deal with. Oh, and a fourth enemy too, another Crossbones. Okay, the more the merrier, as they say. Well, don't want to get ringed out yet. So it might just be the 4-on-1 scenario that we have to worry about. So that other Crossbones, I think he spawns at least twice during this fight. I know he isn't that much of a factor in this melee. It's just the trio you have to worry about. Sure enough, here comes Crossbones again, number 2. And there he goes just the same. Very easy to deal with. Just one strike, at least one dashing strike, can take it out so simply. Whoa, that guy just went flying out. Well, serves him right. He's the hardest of the 3 we have to take care of. And that's what happens to any enemies that happen to be around if the time limit expires. So I guess you know now what happens to them when you do end up surviving the entire gauntlet. And at long last, we're back in the forest, next to my least favorite hare in the world. Bugs Buddy, you are not, mister. And I can also see you used to be with your eyes open again. That guy must have really mastered that technique by now. Maybe he's just doing that to be fully aware of any new challengers that he may come across that are near his home. So I said we were going to do this, but I think I'm going to hold this off until next time. This guy can be pretty annoying as it is, and he's going to be even more of a nuisance in his second race. So we're going to leave that for the next episode. With that being said, next time we're going to do just that, and most likely we will start the next level of the game. One that I've been personally looking forward to for a very long time. Until we meet again, farewell for now.